This is Allie. She's about a 9, 10-month-old golden retriever puppy. She's only worked on basic obedience outside 2 times. So this is her second time in working on some basic obedience. And she's very brilliant. Right here we're just kind of warming up with some basic heeling and sitting. Which is honestly the hardest thing for her to do. She likes to spin out and look at me, which you can see here. You can help stop that by practicing up against a wall, which is what we do in the house. So she actually sits right next to me. Here she's on a stay. Usually she spins around to look at me, but here she's only using her head, which is really impressive. I'm so proud of her. Oh, there you go. I start skipping and she moves a little bit. So I kind of want to reinforce. And you can see I'm paying attention to all the distractions, which makes it much harder. Instead of ignoring them, I'm acknowledging all of them. You'll see throughout the video. Because if I look at them, she looks at them. But she gives me amazing eye contact. And this is me just doing silly, off-the-wall stuff, trying to distract her, see how much she can handle. And there you see she broke right there. Which is no big deal. She's learning. So I just reset her and go again. Maybe make it not quite so difficult the next time so she doesn't lose interest. Here, I've got her treat. She knows it too. But I still don't want to free her right away. I'm going to make her work for it because she can do it. Honestly, I give her too much praise right here. You always got to watch that. If you have a dog that's really easily excitable, they really don't need anything more than a simple pat on the head or even a really low verbal good girl. And that's really all you need. Here you can tell she kind of gets away from me a little bit. There's a smell that's much more interesting than I am. There's one of two things you can do in this situation. You can correct them. And put them, next to you, excuse me. Or you can try to be more interesting than the smell itself, which is what I was attempting to do. Not so great at it. But how you do it is you just simply, get really excited, get their attention, and as soon as they look at you, you praise them so they'll come to you. So you become more important than whatever they're looking at, whether it's another dog, like right here, which you can see she's doing so good. I did have to reset her and have her sit, but then I immediately took advantage of it to see if she would even stay with a dog walking by. And you can see here that she does look at the other dog, but I immediately get my eye contact back. She's just so great. Really easy to work with. But again, if you have a dog that's this age, and you're correcting them constantly, it's not going to be any fun for them. When they're learning, it has to be interesting. Yes, they do need to be corrected when they don't do what you ask, but you need to do it in a way to where it redirects it to a positive, to where they want to do what you want them to do. Otherwise, you're going to get a dog who doesn't want to work for you. And clearly, you can see she loves to work. So here I put her on the flexi leash to make it a little bit more challenging. You can see she kind of stares at her leash. She's like, what's going on? This is the first time I had her on a flexi leash outside. She's been on it indoors in her own home, but not outside. She's really looking around. I made her wait longer too. You can see there's balls in the background and she loves to play, but she's still looking right at me. I was really impressed with this. You can see I asked her to come to me. And I don't do that a lot when I'm training, because when they're learning, you don't want them to think that they're always going to be able to get up. There's me giving her too much praise again. I tend to do that. But honestly, just the pat on the head, they know they did good. That's all they need whenever they're really excitable dogs. So there she got a correction because she was not paying attention at all. She's smelling something on the ground. And I didn't want to go too far away from her this time because the kids were kicking the balls in the background. I don't want to set her up to fail. I mean, I do want to test her, but I also want her to succeed. So you kind of gotta play it out. So here I asked her to lay down. And coming up behind me here is actually a father and his little girl who was pointing at her and giggling. And I was really interested to see how this played out. I really thought she would get up, and all I would do is reset her and be a little bit more stern when I asked her to stay. But she didn't. She did not get up. And the man eventually walked away. But you can see her craning her neck, wanting to go over there and be pet. She's the type of dog to where you walk her and she just looks at everybody. And if anybody pays any attention to her at all, she wants to go over and jump on them and give them kisses. So this was really impressive. Now again, like I said before, I don't always ask them to come to me when I'm training because I don't want them to think that they always get up when I ask them to stay. But in this case I did because I wanted to see how she would do. And she did great, as you can see. See, this is me getting her excited, trying to be fun and interesting, and she really just can really get excited fast. So you really have to watch that with those type of dogs. Because if they get too excited, then you have to take the time to bring them back down to pay attention to you again. Oh, there's that smell again. But you can see I correct her, and then I kind of encouraged her forward and then redirected her to a down. Now I made a mistake here. I actually tugged on the leash on accident, and I was so surprised when she didn't get up and come to me. She really did wait for my verbal, or in this case all I did was a physical cue.